Hello, and welcome to this Dad Talk. Little housekeeping. I'm doing these talks to document some of the talks that I have often with my kids so that if I get hit by the bus, metaphorically, tomorrow, they can refer back to these talks forevermore as adults via this playlist in our channel that we document our family lives on. If anyone else in the YouTube community gets any benefit of these, use them as a surrogate dad talk or what have you. That's great, fantastic, obviously that is a fantastic byproduct. But please understand that is a byproduct, not my primary mission. My primary mission is to document these talks for my kids. So, that being said, today what I'd like to discuss is goal attainment. Goal attainment is something that you're going to find yourself, Madison and Mason, doing constantly throughout your life. This is going to be something that you're going to be addressing both from a personal standpoint, interpersonal relationships, professionally. Everything's going to be around goals and goal attainment. Obvious ones, of course, are around money and where you're at in life and your comfort level, the level of fulfillment that you have in your life, your relationships, all that stuff obviously all rolls up to goal attainment. So that all being said, there's a couple key pieces of goal attainment that I want to impart upon you, and I know that obviously we've had these conversations before, but I just want to document it here. And that is that first and foremost, when it comes to your goals, there's nothing wrong with having wildly impressive goals or wildly aggressive goals or whatever you want to call it. People call them different things. Reaching for the moon, if you will, reaching for the stars. There's nothing wrong with that, and I would encourage you to do so. Don't do so to the point, though, where you set yourself up for frustrating failure, of course, where you find yourself not ever feeling fulfilled or hitting your mark, because that's a horrible way to live your life, right? Flip side of that being, obviously, don't necessarily set yourself up for goals that are super easy to achieve, and then you don't have any real reason to strive and be the best you can be. So it's a happy medium. But number one thing I would say about attaining your goals is there's an old saying, and I'm probably butchering it, but there's an old saying of how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So if you try to eat it all in one bite, you'll choke on it. And you can relay this or apply this to your everyday life as well. Both of you know I get on top of you all the time about cleaning your room and doing the things you're supposed to do, and obviously your academia and everything else in your lives. If you have anything that's a goal and you look at it as the end goal, that's it, and then where you currently are and then where you want to be, and you don't have a progression plan in between, you're going to find yourself feeling very frustrated with your goals and feeling like you're coming up short all the time, or feeling like you don't have a plan or you don't have a way to actually get there. That's horribly frustrating, and it's going to set you up for premature failure. So what you want to do is you want to eat the elephant one bite at a time. Set yourself up with milestones. Set yourself up with smaller goals that you feel good about attaining but are driving towards your end goal. Give you a couple examples. Let's say as an adult, just like 98% of Americans, you have a credit card. You have a balance on that credit card, just like most American adults, and you want to get that balance paid off. Throwing out random numbers, let's say you had a $5,000, $10,000 credit card, right? Here you are with your $10,000 credit card, and your end goal is to become zero. If you don't have a plan, if you don't have a milestone step to get there, you're just simply going to look at that balance every month, give up, throw up your arms, and walk away because this is just impossible. I can't do it. That's the trap, right? So don't get stuck in that trap. Instead, set yourself a goal. So you can say, I am going to pay off, triple the minimum payment every month until I reach this financial spot. And then set yourself up for a little reward for hitting that milestone, right? Maybe it's a night out, a dinner, or whatever you want it to be, but set yourself up for a little goal once you hit that milestone, and then keep progressing towards those milestones. And what you'll find is that because you're eating the elephant one bite at a time, you're actually progressing towards eating the whole thing, but it's far less painful and far less daunting than trying to just look at this one giant thing and attack it all at once with no strategy or plan, if that makes sense. Now, you can take this strategy and you can roll it into several other instances in your life as well. If you want to build up a savings account, right? And your goal is right now I have nothing in savings, but I want to have $10,000 in savings. If you're sitting there at zero and you're looking at 10,000, you're just like, I have no idea how I'm going to do that. I give up. You walk away, right? So start setting yourself some goals. Like, I want to have $100 in savings. And then when you get there, make an appropriate celebration around that. I want to have $1,000 in savings. I want to have 2,000, 5,000. Oh, I'm at 10, right? And you can also do this a little bit by making things, and I know it's going along the same theme as eating things, I must be hungry, but making things digestible, right? So one trick that your mom and I do is we'll actually have money auto-deposited into our savings account on a very regular basis. It's not big lump sums, it's not anything that we feel financially, but it all adds up because it's invisible. It's one bite at a time. So you can literally set up your account to put $10 a day in your savings account. Have it automatically transferred. You have nothing to do with it. It just automatically happens. And then what you'll find is all of a sudden, for what is the similar cost of, your Starbucks habit or whatever else, you're now putting $300-ish a month into your savings account and not really even feeling it. And then that adds up. So again, speaking to the food theme of this talk, apparently I must be hungry. Those crumbs add up to slices, and those slices add up to loaves, right? One bite at a time, milestones. Set yourself up with attainable goals and break them down into small pieces that you can then attain. And you'll find yourself achieving the overarching goal much faster, much easier, frankly. And you'll be more fulfilled because you'll look back on many more completed tasks and goals than you would have otherwise. Another point of this too is like cleaning your room, right? You guys know I talk about this all the time. If you wait until your room is an absolute disaster and then you go to clean it, oh my God, it's so overwhelming. I give up, right? It's going to take forever. Break it down into small pieces. Do your maintenance every day. Keep your room somewhat acceptable. And then when we do have that, hey, we're having company over, polish up your room, it's a 10-minute task instead of an hour, right? Small pieces, digestible. Don't choke on it. Do it in small pieces. So anyways, that's really what I want to talk about. Again, you guys have heard this 1,000 times. I talk about it all the time. But if you're going to eat an elephant, one bite at a time, or else you will choke on it if you try to eat it all at once, right? So that's pretty much it. Short and easy, quick, and hopefully, Madison Mason, you guys are watching this, and maybe it's opportune. Maybe you have a point in your life right now where this is applicable. You're watching it 10 years from now, and it just so happens to get you through a challenge that you have. That would be fantastic. And frankly, that's the whole entire point of this project. So, Madison Mason, this is your dad, and I love you. Thanks.